and enough. Welcome to Real Talk Today.
Hey, it's your girls here.
Hey.
Your favorite set of sisters. It's Vanya, Chris, and your girl Be Real. What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Hey. What's happening?
Hello.
How's everybody?
I'm fabulous.
I'm
Fabulous.
well.
Yeah, well,
I'm
well, and
well.
fabulous. I'm good too. Um,
You didn't give me a chance to ask you, but it's good to know
oh,
you
cause
did.
y'all don't ever remember, but I'm
Now,
good.
wait a minute. That's not true.
Y'all never remember. It happens weekly.
No,
It's like no, it's after a few Mississippi seconds that y'all decide, oh, Brittany, so how are you? And so then I'll be like, so glad you asked.
all right.
I'm gonna leave that at the moment. Go ahead.
It's the truth.
It's,
Why I got a hand missing. There we go. Let
it's
me
not
slide
true.
over. There we go. But hey guys, I'm really excited about tonight's blog that we're going to discuss. Because I don't know, I read it and it like lit a little fire in me. And
Yeah.
so I hope it does the same for everybody else. But this week's blog was written by Chris.
Woo-hoo.
Hi, Chris. Shout out to Chris. Um, and so yeah, and so I'm gonna read it tonight, right? Or Vaughn, did you say you wanted to read it? Am I
I
reading it?
thought you said you were reading it. I mean,
Okay,
I don't mind.
I'll read it. It's
Okay.
fine. I got it pulled up. I know you don't have it
Let
pulled
me get the
up.
music going.
First of all, I do have it
Yes.
pulled up.
Girl, at any rate.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let me know when you got my music so we can.
Let's go off to the land of real.
Real, real. I'm so scared I'm gonna stumble over the words, but here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, we can't.
It's not the Old Testament. You should make it.
Got to sound it out. All right. New life for me. I'm pretty doggone dope. Nobody knows it. I don't hear my name being honored and respected enough. Whose fault is it? Mine. I can't expect others to appreciate my greatness if I don't. I can't expect to get to my dreams and goals as long as I'm not using my talent. I can't expect anyone to know how dope I am as long as I'm hiding. But wait, if I'm not hiding, then that means people will see me for real. When they see me, what will I have to offer? Will it be appreciated and liked? I love singing, but if I sing, will anyone like my voice? Am I wise and knowledgeable? You doggone right I am. But will anyone want to hear anything I have to say? At this point, though, I don't care if anyone likes what I have to say or not. I mean, of course, I want people to like anything I do, but on top of it all, I want to do the things that make me, Kristen, happy. The things that make me happy happen to be using the gifts and talents that were given to me from God. For so long, I've hidden one of my greatest talents. At one point, I adjusted my talent for people and their expectations instead of using it the way God wanted me to. Adjusting my talent made me hate what was supposed to be a gift, so I hid. I never wanted to hide, though. I never wanted to show. I never wanted to hide, though. I never wanted to hide, though. I wanted to show the world what I was hiding. There it is. Fear of failure, fear of being humiliated, fear of being used, fear of judgment and opinions would always fill my mind and stop me from making any move. I would be in the middle of showing off my beautiful talent and then feel every piece of fear fill my body and quickly pull my talent back in, causing me to look silly. Anytime someone would seem like they knew my hidden talent, I would hide. Oh, and fear of being too black would also come in and stop me. I'm black though, right? One day I asked myself, how long are you going to let your past and fears stop you from going after all you ever wanted? How long are you going to keep saying you're dope, but never produce anything for anyone to see your dopeness? How long are you going to keep hiding and dimming your light within? How long are you going to keep tucking away the talents given to you from God to allow others the opportunity to experience Kristen Real, be happy, and see my dreams come true? I knew I had to stop hiding. I knew in order for me to live the life I'd seen, I had to do something new. In this case, new meant stop letting my fears run me. In this case, new meant to stop letting my fears run me. I mean, why hide the gift that God has given me? Are you ashamed of God? No. Show it off. Why dim the light that God has placed inside of you? There's a light within you that must shine. If that light never helps anyone, it'll most definitely help you. And that's all that matters. Better out than in. Don't dim your light for anyone. Being humble does not mean you have to dim your light within. That was a freebie. Where am I currently with my solution to getting to my dreams and goals? Each day, I'm living my life and choosing to face every fear head on. I mean, I'm squaring up with my fears and overcoming each one by one. I know what I want my life to look like, and if anything wants to get in my way, we're squaring up, and I'm not backing down, not anymore. I've learned that to get results, I must do something different, period. If I want love, I have to be willing to love and be loved. If I want multiple streams of income, I have to do the necessary things to get just that and nothing less. If I want people to know that I'm dope, I have to show them. No matter what fear comes to make me hide, I have to keep going. Feel the fear and keep going. Never stop. I've seen how this new mindset has allowed me to help others, which is what I love doing. It's a new life for me. Kristen Real.
That was good, Chris.
Honey.
I had a few stumbles in there, y'all.
Chris.
God is worthy. I had a few stumbles.
God is worthy.
But it's the word of God for the people of God. Amen.
Chris.
So Chris, yeah.
Dude.
That was so good.
Come on. That was really so good because after I read it, I was like, it kind of boosted my confidence and just kind of gave me a little push. That was like, it was like needed. It was needed.
Yeah. I like that it was self-accountability, self-awareness. It was like from me to me, like from me to me. And it was you like taking that accountability of like, all right, why don't nobody know that I'm this dope? Who fault is this? It's mine. And so that accountability was really good. It was good to hear. And it was just a super dope position to write from. First of all, very vulnerable. Because yes. So Chris, like, expound.
I mean, it's just what it is in a blog. Like, I mean, I think it just hit me one day. Like, I just, like, the thoughts that I said at the beginning, like, no one knows how dope I am. Yeah. And, like, not to sound all, like, cocky or anything, because sometimes I can go on my Kanye kick.
We love Ye. Okay.
And we do love Ye. But how it sounds is how it sounds, because I am, like, I'm a great person. Like, I'm a great being. Mm-hmm. Knowing me is like, and having me in your corner, you got everything. Okay? That's true. The fact that not enough people know me or know everything that can come or that comes with me, that just wasn't sitting right with me. And it's like, I feel like the world should know who I am. And the fact, like, just thinking on that made me mad that people didn't know me or people didn't know how dope I am. Like, I'm not getting the respect that I deserve. And, like, to get that respect that I need, to get the respect that belongs to me, I got to put out stuff so people can respect me. I can't expect people to respect me or to know how dope I am if I'm not putting anything out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so that's basically just like where this entire blog came from.
That's really
Yeah.
good. That's really, really good. I like that. It stumped all over my toes. That's why I just said it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I would just like I said in the blog, I would hide, and it's all because of fear. Just like, oh my god, what is this person gonna say, or what will people say? And it's just like, forget people.
Yeah.
Who is for me is gonna like come to me. I'm not like I'm gonna do me, and if you for me, then you for me, and if you're not,
Right.
then bye.
Because there's quite a bit of content that, I mean, you create content or whatever, and it's like you don't, or there's been quite a bit that I've done and I've not put it out there, or I've not, gone forth with plans and stuff because it's like, oh, well, nobody's gonna be interested. No, who really wants to talk about this, or just different reasons as to why I did not make it available or put it out there or post it. Um, you know, this the whole blog just literally Ronda Rousey'd me.
Yes, Rhonda.
So it definitely put some fire under me.
Mhm.
Because I guess I'm kind of notorious for making plans to do something. But when it's time to execute, it's time to go live, hit that live button, or just I be like, ain't nobody gonna watch, ain't nobody gonna come in, or nobody's gonna pay for no class, or nobody's gonna be interested. So yeah, it's hard.
And I feel like the big thing about like once you start, you have to be consistent with whatever you do.
Yeah.
Whether people are actually interacting with what you post or what you do, if you have supporters or not, like you just have to be consistent because your audience will come to you. I love when I see someone like blow up and then you go to their page and you see, oh, they already had a book out. They already
Mhm.
has. They already been like posting videos and all of that. And it's just like loads of content to catch up on from that person.
And it's
Yeah.
also the part of how you said, or what resonated with me is like, you said, dang, what did you say? You got, you was like, you got mad because it was like, I'm this dope, but so many people don't know I'm this dope because I'm sitting on my own self, or I'm shying away I'm putting my own self in the closet because everybody don't know how dope I am because I'm putting myself in the dark.
Hmm.
Like, instead of like shining the light on myself, like I'm the one doing, not nobody else. Like nobody else is, it's me doing it, not someone else trying to push me in the closet or put me in the dark. It's me. It's
It's
me
you
doing it.
because it's not always people or
Right.
like outside people. It's sometimes it's us just holding ourselves back.
Yeah. I got something to say, but I had to make a note because I don't want to forget it. Um, so two
Hashtag
themes.
dad.
I know two themes, not things. Themes were kind of floating around. Just even as y'all started talking. The first thing is I just was
Like dad right now. Okay.
sorry. The first thing is that we cannot, even in this moment of like taking accountability for the fact that um sometimes we just cower back and we just dim our own light. That's a real thing. But even in the moment of being or holding ourselves accountable, I wanted to just also point out the fact that proper timing is a real thing.
Yeah.
So if you have not gained the notoriety or the respect or the influence that you're looking to gain, or that you have the you have what it takes to have, I guess, it's
Mhm.
only because it's not quite been time yet. Because I think that it even takes proper timing to stir up the anger
Yeah.
to say, okay, I need to be doing more.
Mhm.
I think that's one thing that I really need to just like point out, because I think this episode may really turn into one like for creatives and
Mm.
influencers, or whatever you're
Yeah.
trying to do. But I think that one thing is that you cannot underestimate the power of proper timing. And
Mhm.
so you kind of gotta wait for that moment of the flame is here,
Yeah,
and I'm
because
not gonna
once
let
it's here,
anybody blow this out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
once it's here, it's like nobody can stop you.
Yeah. So like it's almost like if you're just trying to do it without that flame, then nothing is gonna happen.
Right.
Or if you're doing stuff, it won't really be impactful if it's not time yet. So I
Mhm.
don't want to negate the just this idea of proper timing.
Yeah.
And so like I'm saying, like there's a proper timing for you to like blow up or whatever it is you're looking
Mhm.
for. But even smaller than that, there's a proper timing for you to feel the need to be consistent. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? For you to feel the
Mhm.
need to stay up late and do something if that's what
Mhm.
it takes for you. It just takes it's all about proper timing. So even if like in those moments where you're just like, oh my God, like I ain't doing nothing, man, I'm weak, like what? Like still just kind of like take it easy on yourself, because if you don't
Yeah.
have that light, if you don't have that flame, could be for a
Mhm.
reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I want to say. But the next
Yeah.
thing that really was just sticking out to me, I actually have a third point, but I'm gonna let y'all talk after I say the second point. But the second thing is that self sabotage is a real thing. Self sabotage and the spirit of discouragement. And
Mhm.
so immediately, just while y'all were talking, I was just thinking about, it's so funny how the enemy will use those things against
Mhm.
us, because at the end of the day, he has no power or authority to take away the thing that God has given us. He cannot take it away. He cannot strip our destiny from us. But the one thing he can do, and he consistently and repeatedly does it, is plant the spirit of discouragement on us so that we will stop ourselves. So it's almost like this balancing act between like proper timing and knowing how to fight against that spirit of discouragement that's going to continue to come. And so I think that's like a real thing. And so, Chris, for me, your blog, it sounded like finding that balance of like, you know what? I'm responsible for some of this stuff not happening. And I'm
Yeah.
also at the same time using this moment to say, I'm going to fight against these tactics that the enemy continues to use against me so that I
Mhm.
finally can get to this new way of life for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all the enemy wants to do is keep you from doing the God ordained thing. Like, because if you do it, then you're going to get everything else that God has promised you. And God, like, he literally wants us to have this abundant life. But then at the same time, the enemy is what they say, or not what they say, what the Bible say. He is going around seeking whom he may devour. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy, and all that. So it's
Mhm.
like two completely different agendas kind of fighting against each other. And so it's just like, okay, I there is certain thing of proper timing, but also balancing that with, okay, I'm not going to keep letting the enemy play me like this. And so,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, even if it's you against you, it's still the enemy, like that part of you that doesn't want to submit to the fact that God has given you this gift and he is
Mhm.
able to work through you to make these things happen in your life. So I think like just this blog has brought up so many just thoughts, and I really feel like I could continue, but I mean, you guys are here. But it's just like that the blog is just loaded with so many gems
Mhm.
and so many different themes and topics that I could just dive into, because it's such a real thing. I've literally put out books and took the mugs right down, because I'd
Yes,
be
you have.
like, me, that was way too personal.
Don't nobody need to
Like,
see that.
nobody, I was just joking. I mean, we'll have spent time. writing an entire book, post it. It's up, iBookstore, Amazon, it's up everywhere. And then won't even post about it because it's like, this is going to be
Hmm.
stupid. If somebody reads this, they're going to think this is stupid.
You
So
know,
the
I
self
felt like,
sabotage is
oh,
real. I'm done.
no, I felt like, I like how you deviled. I don't know if that's how you dwelled. I'm making up words over
How you dribbled, dribble
Seven.
how you
on
dribbled.
on self sabotage. You know, like you were just saying, like you took down books. Like last week, our last week podcast, like I felt like I got real, just a smidge personal, and so like right after right after I said it, like I was like sitting here calm, and then on the inside I was like,
Dwayne sitting there like,
I was like I didn't
Inside is
want
like a building on fire. Like, ah!
did I really just say that?
I didn't want to say anything else the rest
Yeah.
of the time we were on. I was just like,
I thought
golly,
Dwayne was like,
like, like I felt like I was like shutting down. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
stupid idiot. Why would you say all of that? Like I like y'all were still talking. I was like, dumb idiot. Why would you even put all of that out there? And I was just like,
Yeah.
but when I, we go back, when it was actually broadcast and everything, I was like, it made perfect sense, and it wasn't really. um I'm gonna say this word. I don't even know if this is a word. It wasn't really intrusive on who I am or where I am.
It's a word. Yes.
So I how you say self sabotage is a trick of the enemy. It is, and like the enemy knows the truth about us or who we are before we actually, I feel like before we actually know who we, what we're capable of. And so he's gonna do all he can to like stop that progress, because it's like, no, I don't want her to be that great. I don't want her to see her greatness or see exactly who I want her to be. And I mean, it's a lot, even with when I'm ministering the word, after it's over, sometimes I'm like, I don't really, I just be like, you left that out. Like, what's your problem? You left that out. Or, even with me, with me playing, being an organist, it's like, first of all, there are not many female organists around. Okay. And then it's just like you want to be the best that you can be, but sometimes I haven't always felt like I'm just good, or good enough. But like in going back, I've recently just thinking about that, like it's been me who have, not thought that I was just all that, or I was just that good. And other
damn
people are like,
yourself.
like everybody, other people are like flipping out, and I'd be like, I get us through the service, I mean, I've literally said that, I gotta get us through the service. But in actuality, I'm more than that. I do more than
Yeah.
get us through the
I
service. So,
think what happens in that moment is the spirit of comparison comes in at that point. And it can happen with
mhm.
like with whatever you're doing. Like if somebody else get a podcast and then you start looking at their stuff and it's like, oh my god, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this right. Or if you're looking at just any influencer or anybody in the field that you're in,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
start comparing yourself to that person or to that organization and be like, I'm trash.
And I saw a post. One of my friends made a post today and was like, you can't just say you're trying to, you're coming up behind another just musician or whatever. You can't be or try to play like that person, but you got to step in and be you. You got to be who you are, and that's with anything. You can't just try to step in to what someone, to how someone else does it. Or if I try to get up and preach like my dad, like that's just not gonna work for
You
me.
gonna
First of
hurt.
all, my voice is not there. Like
You're gonna tear something up. It's what you
my
come
voice, like
to.
I'm gonna spit up a lung. So I have to step in and get up and be me, and I have to do it
Yeah.
like I know how to do it.
And
Yeah.
that's the real thing. That like the originality is something that most creatives, it's like, I'm a creative, you know. But it's like you're
Yeah.
a lot of creatives aren't creative. What it is that you want to be you want to be hold on, because I want to say the right thing. Guide me, oh God. Before I
Give it to her. Give it to her.
before I say a word, guide me.
God
Hallelujah.
me.
Guide me. Guide me.
God
Okay.
me.
Listen here.
Me on my way.
Listen here. Guide me. Oh God. Okay.
God, me, oh, that great Jehovah.
Okay. So
Y'all don't
here's what I'm
sing
trying
that
to
no
say.
more.
No.
All I knew was the guy. I don't know the rest.
Okay.
But here's what I'm trying to say. Okay. A lot of times we miss the originality piece, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so what we do, instead of really honing in on that God-given thing, that gift that he has given us,
Mm-hmm.
we it's like we're looking on somebody else's test paper
Mm-hmm.
to see what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
We looking trying to get their answers, and then we will, you know what I'm saying, trying to copy. And so what happens is, like, Holy Ghost, when we are when we're comparing, like when you're trying to do something and you're really moving forward in a certain direction, but then it's like, but I'm not being led in what I'm doing. And so sometimes when you're not being led in what you're doing, then that really brings about that spirit of comparison. That's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
get to. If
Yeah.
you're not being like I'm at a point now, here's a better way example. I'm at a point now where if God doesn't lead me to do it, I will not do it. When it comes to like any type of content creation, when it comes to writing anything, when it comes to posting anything, um, I will not do it at all. The only thing I'm going to do is what I have been charged to do. And that's even in editing a video or just anything. And that makes the work, it's like integral almost. It makes the work integral because God gave me this to do.
Yeah.
So when I
Mm.
have done this thing that God has told me to do and I put it out for the world to see, and then I see someone else do something in the same area or the
Mm.
same genre, I don't have to cower down, or I
Yeah.
don't have to feel like, oh, let me look on her paper, or let me see what dang, why she did hers like that. I wonder who was her coach to tell her to do that. Okay, maybe I
Mhm.
need to go revamp my stuff to make it look like that. When I'm following God all the way, even down to content creation, that really is such a punch in the face to the spirit of comparison. I
Yeah.
said a lot to say that, and I hope it makes sense. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
Like
want to jump
originality
back.
is often missing.
I
Mm.
want to jump. I want to piggyback.
No,
I love when people say that. I want
I
to
hate
piggyback.
it. Let me
I
piggyback
want
off that.
to piggyback. No, I want to jump
Like
back.
when people say piggyback, all I see is this. Like I don't know.
I literally see a pig's tail like swirl.
Piggyback.
Let
What
me
is it
let me
called?
piggyback off
Arena?
that.
No. Anyways, something rectum. Anyways,
Huh?
school. I just saw a whole pig laying out. We dissected a pig last semester, and I am seeing a pig right now. Just
Okay.
okay. So, anyways, guys,
Come out of that.
but I want to jump back to when you said the first point that you said about like creators just like being in that space where it's not time for you to come out and you somewhere like shoom man dang I ain't doing nothing. I ain't got nothing going on but I can sing. Oh, I can. This person up here singing, they can't even sing but I sing way better. And like
Mm,
when you just in that moment or in that space where it's time for you to just be still like oh time for you to be like away, like not in the spotlight. Like, don't detest that moment. because that's like your time to like go through
Develop.
to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, that's your time to grow.
Yeah.
And once you're like, when the time comes, because you know when the time is right for you to come on out, like, then you can come out, do what you're supposed to do. And especially during that time, God is going to be talking to you too, showing you exactly what you need to do. So then when you come out, you know what you need to be doing. And when you do it, you can do it boldly and not care what anybody is going to say, because nobody can discount what you've been through to get here and to push all this stuff out that you're doing. So like, don't, hate that moment where you're not being seen, or, no one is seeing your dopeness. Like I had a whole time in life, like back in 2019, didn't even have a home. And like I was like, dang, but I'm dope. I'm full of all of this. And it's just like now I'm here and no one can see it. It's just like yuck. And it's like during that time I had to sit down. I couldn't do nothing. But just
Yeah.
like no tea, like everything that was going on.
During that time, I was because I had the podcast already,
Mm-hmm.
and I would literally like, and it was dedication, like, because I'm pretty dedicated, pretty consistent.
Yeah.
um but during that time, like, I was literally like going out to the car
Yeah.
to grab my phone and record a podcast. I'm in the car like, hey, it's your girl Be Real, I'm checking in, boom boom
With
boom
rain
boom
in the
boom,
background.
with raindrops hitting the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was, on one hand, it was like, oh, that is true dedication. Like, wow. But then I heard God say, why don't you hold tight?
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm.
You gotta know
Just,
when to.
so there are seasons and spaces and times where you're supposed to actually be in hiding. But the problem comes in, and that's a lot of the examples that Chris gives in the blog. The problem comes in when you're supposed to not be hiding anymore and you
Yes.
still hiding. And I'm a prime example, I would say. Yeah, yeah. I'm just, yeah, ease out of that one. But it happens. Like sometimes you find yourself just like, nah. And a lot of times I'll jump into it, forget it. A lot of times you're in this space of, I'm gonna lay low, I'm gonna stay in the background because of past experiences. You better lay low.
I didn't want to do that. The Whitney
Yeah.
Houston finger point. Okay.
So a lot of times you're looking at your past experiences. Like Chris says somewhere in here that she was reprimanded almost for being too black. Okay, well,
Are we not black?
I'm gonna stare
I,
into the camera and I want y'all to tell me what you see here. It
Are we not black?
is it melanin? Is it melanin that you see?
You are melanated.
You gonna catch some black girl energy. That's what it is. And then that's like, I've been called ghetto, whatever the case is. But guess what? You gonna catch it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be around it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Um,
but man,
but at the end of the
but
day,
man.
and be clear, I know how to switch up. I know what to do in different scenes. So please be clear.
Yes.
Please be
Yes.
clear.
Don't get it
That
twisted.
part.
Please
That
be
part.
clear. But at the end of the day, sometimes we're still holding on to like critiques from others.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to take criticism constructively. It has to be constructive criticism though. If you're holding on to, what's the opposite of constructive? Destructive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're holding on to malicious criticism, then you need to let that go so that you can move forward and progress. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have, there is a need, there is a place for criticism. There is a place for somebody to say, hey, you should probably do this. Hey, this will probably be better for you. Hey, maybe you should try this if it's helpful. But when someone is tearing you down or they have torn you down in the past, holding on to that type of criticism can just stifle your growth or stifle your progression. And so more times than not, it's that destructive criticism that we still holding on to. So it's like, oh shoot, man, they call me ghetto, so I don't need to go live because dang, now I'm listening to every time I smack. Because I
Yeah.
smack when I talk. You know what I'm saying? And so, oh, I probably shouldn't. I don't need to stand in front of nobody and talk because I'm gonna do that. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my arm like that. Because in the back of my mind, I'm holding on to somebody calling me ghetto or somebody saying, oh, she too black. But at the end of the day, you black but don't know it.
Or you roll up on them doing what they criticizing you for doing.
Yeah. So it's just like you gotta learn how to sift through. What is it? What's the saying, y'all? When they
Spit
say
out eat the meat, spit out the bones.
eat the meat and spit out the bones, when people are giving their
Take the
assessments,
meat,
ta-
spit out the bones. Something like that.
That preached
some
a sermon recently. Take use your sifter,
he
whatever
did.
use your sifter, and whatever you don't
Yeah.
need, get
You
rid.
gotta know how to sift through. Okay, this comment was sent to stop me, and this
Mm-hmm.
comment was sent to push me forward. You're not always
Mm-hmm.
gonna get pat on the back. You're not always gonna get
Hey,
everybody saying, "Oh, Chris, that was amazing." Somebody gonna say, "Hey, did you edit that?"
yes.
Or somebody's gonna say, "Hey, maybe try this instead of
Next
this."
time. Right,
And so
exactly.
you can't just be walking around, man. Don't be saying on the
Man,
read my
sure, man.
stuff. Like, don't do that.
The shoom.
Sure.
Sure, man. Sure.
Sure, man. So like you just have to come to a point where you're able to sift between the good stuff and the bull. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so once you sift through it and you see that was bull because they said all this, and that when I was trying to do this, but now they trying to do it. So it wasn't nothing with what I was doing. It was that they wanted to do it and not me.
Mm-hmm.
And once
Mm-hmm.
you start to realize those kind of truths, and I don't care who that truth is about,
Mm-hmm.
once you realize that truth, then you're able to say, okay, I'm finna start. I'm finna get back on. I'm finna get back on what God told me to do. Because
Yeah.
when God give you a plan, can't nobody copy it. You cannot get a carbon copy of God's plan for me. It can't happen. You can't do it. It doesn't matter. You can try. You can look on my paper. You can do all that, but you're not gonna get the same execution as when it come through me. If God gave it to me, that's work related. That's if you're just doing some creative stuff. That is um that's romantically. That's across the board. Ain't nobody me.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody me. Period.
And you can't have my plan. This plan is for my life. Everybody that God put in this plan here belongs to me. You know what I'm saying? I bought it. I
I
bought
bought
that
it.
plan.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's just like you, and then I feel like I'm talking a lot on this episode. Wow. This is really
What?
like I feel like I'm doing most of the talking here. But this blog really stirred me up, bro,
Yeah.
because it's just like no. Because also we think that we have to be so modest.
Mm.
And a lot of times that's why we're not doing nothing because it's like, oh, well, man, just, but hit the gas, hit the
Mm-hmm.
gas. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's like, but who told you that you got to be this modest?
Come on.
Was it somebody who didn't want you to know where you could go if you stepped into your confidence?
Mm.
Like you literally have to get to a point where you're looking at everything and sifting through everything to say, did God send that? Did he
That's
send that
it.
person? Did he send
Yep.
that word? Did he send that assignment? Did he send did God send that? Or because if God didn't send it, who sent it?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we're battling with those kind of things in our minds that's keeping us from allowing our dopeness to flow out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I
and I
can't
just
let my
want
dopeness flow out if I'm always in my head about, dang, I'm ghetto.
Right.
yeah, I want to like pull out the part in the blog where I gave y'all that freebie that said, dimming your light does not level up or equal to you being humble. Like that's not the same.
Absolutely not.
It's not the same. And like just like going into the dimming light, like I remember a time where it was like I don't even know why that was even being done, but I had to sing. It was like everybody had to sing in front of a group of four people, and like I'm singing like it was, I really life don't know why this is going on, right? But everybody had to go in, sing in front of these people, and
The
I
cover on
don't
your face.
I
Where
don't
you
but
where you was at?
Where you at, American Idol?
I
The
mean
Voice?
the voice or something.
Not really. What was
And
it?
I went in here and I was singing good. And just like, I remember, like, at one point, I got done, and the other guy, he was like, keep singing and sing it, like, go up an octave. I'm like, I don't want to, you know? But, like, I knew I could hit the note. But, like, as I was getting ready to sing it, I literally just shied back. Like, in my mind, I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. And I like kept telling him like I'm not finna sing this high note. And like just pushing those people aside, like because I don't know, I real life don't know why they was doing it or had us doing it, wasting time. But but for me to like say, Chris, don't hit that high note, knowing I could hit that high note, y'all want to talk about it now, but I'm not gonna do it. But knowing I could come out of that. I had to. I like kept telling myself like, don't do it. Like I knew I could hit the note, but I was just like, I'm not gonna do it. So like when it came time for it, I just went to a falsetto instead of belting it out like I knew I could. And so I felt like during that time or in that moment, I dimmed my light because I knew I could hit the note. And so basically, what I'm saying to you guys, do not dim your light. Whenever you're put in a given an opportunity to show who you are, to show your skill, don't dim your light. Because in that moment, I feel like I did. And I feel like those people, they didn't need it. But just like I said, setting those people aside in that area that I was in, like just putting that aside, just like in the moment, never dim your light when you're given the opportunity to show your gift and show your talent.
Yeah. I'm so curious about that. Like,
I
I
mean,
don't think I've ever heard that story before,
me
Chris.
neither.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember a girl like left crying. I was like, I think that's why I end up not talking about it because that kind of took from it. That's not what this podcast episode is about. I was just trying to give an example.
Okay.
Yeah.
The point is,
because I'm looking like, okay.
I think that I like that you titled it a new it's a new life for me because it's also recognizing, okay, this is where I've been messing up.
Hmm.
Um and then it maps out the different, just things. Brian, you are so distract. You are such a distraction. Um, it's
Y'all,
like
Vanya
you.
is in, just so y'all know why we're laughing. Vanya, she's been putting crazy things in the chat, the private message the entire time. So that's why we keep randomly laughing.
Because it's
Come
so
on, man.
distracting. Oh, so distracting. But I love that you say it's a new life for me because it's also a decision
Yeah.
going forward. And it's saying, like, you know what? I'm not gonna keep doing that anymore.
Hmm.
And I think sometimes we forget, like, it's like we'll complain about something and we'll just be like, man, like, Sean, like, oh my God, like, I ain't, don't nobody know this. But you have to follow up your complaint with a decision to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, just talking about what's not cool or this and that, if you don't follow that up with a plan to change what you can at least, then it's kind of all in vain. So just making that decision to say, like, you know what, I'm not gonna stop anymore. I'm not gonna, um, I just think the decision is something that is commendable, and it definitely prompt me to just be like, okay, because I've had this thing, I've had this thing where it's just like God has literally shown me like a way to do my Instagram, and I love my Instagram at be real, be period real. Follow me there, guys. Um,
Period.
like be period real. I be on Facebook, cool, but my Instagram, like I feel like Instagram is where the anointing of the Holy Ghost
Instagram
is.
is it for me.
I feel like that's where the power of the Lord comes down. Um, I feel like Pentecost happens on Instagram.
Okay.
But I
Wow.
know really, I really love my Instagram, and so I just feel like it's a safer space for me to reach many,
Yes.
because I don't have to follow you, so I don't have to see, you know what I'm saying. I just feel I love Instagram, and so God has been just kind of giving me ideas in my head on like stuff to do, you know what I'm saying. And sometimes I be like, but why would I do that? And then it's like, but if you think about the bigger picture of what God has overall like kind of shown you about your life, and the funny part, he don't tell us everything, he just give us enough to go ahead and start taking steps. But it's just like, if you would just obey him. Oh, I just had a moment. I'm trying to finish my thought, but I thought of something else while doing that. Sometimes, guys, hang on. This whole sabotage thing that we were just talking about, pause what I was saying. It's not even that important. Um, Disobedience to God will have you dimming your light.
Yes.
Mm.
Disobedience to God will have people not knowing that you're dope. Disobedience to God will have people not giving you your due respect. It'll have you not being in the place that you want to be when you do not obey what God is telling you to do. Very simple instructions sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Mhm.
God will say, post this, make
Mhm.
this one sentence status.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But because it kind of like, I don't want anybody to, oh my God. And
Mm-mm.
Right.
what if it saves a life? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Or what if, this one small little thing that God just put in your spirit to do, you don't do it. And then it was just like he was going to send somebody who was able to fund your dream
Mm.
had you posted this. Like I had someone in line to see this post
Mm-hmm.
because they were going to click on your hashtag, or they were going to just be up late at night going through reels, and they have the means to fund your vision. But
Yeah.
because you didn't do this, you missed it. So just
Mm.
in the middle of that, it's just like thinking about like when God gives you something to do, is it can be very small, just like literally when it goes back to my Instagram, like God, he was just telling me like do this with your stories, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then it was like, do these with your stories. Then I was like, oh, but God, I gained like 15 pounds, and my double chin is double chinning, so I don't want to do this, and so I don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
God.
all of a sudden this morning, I woke up and it was like, yeah, you finna do it today. If you
Mm.
head to my stories now, guys, got about 10 hours left. But if you go to, well, no, it'll be gone. Never
Yeah, I was about
mind.
to say.
Never mind. But on my stories today, I'm literally on there talking with a bonnet on.
Um.
I got a bonnet on. I ain't got no makeup on. It's just me and a bonnet. And
Wow.
um and I ain't saying nothing gonna come from that. I ain't saying I'm gonna get $1 million off that story. But it's just like you just don't know what God has planned. I think last week Vanya said something about taking a step and you don't have the full staircase in front of you, but you just
Mhm.
have to take the step. And so it's just like a lot of times you're wondering why I'm not there yet, why people don't know that I'm this dope, or why haven't I attained this level of blah. And it's like, but did you obey the last thing God told you to do?
Yes.
Mhm, mhm,
And it's
mhm.
not always time consuming. It's not always stay up until 3 in the morning and draft up this entire business plan or create a master class. It's not always that. Sometimes it's literally, hey,
Hallelujah.
post a boomerang. Like you just don't
Yeah.
know. So that's why you have to, even in business, even in um influencing or whatever it is you're doing when it comes to like marketing and social media, whatever the case is, you have to be
Starting up a
led.
business.
Yeah, starting a business, you
All of
have to
that.
be led by the Holy Ghost. You have to be led by him. Otherwise, you're just doing busy work. Otherwise, you do need to be in hiding if you're not going to come out and do this the way God is telling you to do
Yeah.
it. And so it was just like that thought just bust up out of nowhere. But like we have to be obedient to what is like being said to do. Like you have to be obedient. It comes back to, because I think everything we talk about is just like across the board. But relationally, you know what I'm saying? You got to be obedient. You wondering why is my relationship in this rut? Why are we not in this place? Well, did you get up at 5 in the morning to pray like God told you to?
Mhm.
That might not be your instruction, it's mine. I've been missing it. But God did. Yeah, God told me to get up at 5 in the morning. He told me to pray from 5 to 7, and from 7 to 10 do schoolwork, and then from 10 to 4:30 I do my new work project, and then he told me to sleep during my lunch break on that, and then he said you can eat and sleep on the little time you got between that gig and your night gig. Gave me the full schedule, and I haven't made it happen. But in this
Oh
moment,
goodness.
I'm chastised in this moment. I am rebuked.
I would say, like, even like speaking relationally, since you brought that up, like, um, don't dim who you are. Like, don't hide who you are when you get in a I always tell y'all, get into something, like, let God lead you into everything. Pray
Yeah.
about the relationships,
Yeah.
okay? So once you get into the relationship, you can be free to just be who you are and not try to hide yourself and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna show him that I like eating French fries at 10 in the morning." Anything. Just be who you are, because the person that God has for you will accept you as you.
Yeah.
Period.
And we just have to be willing to. I think it comes down to, if we just had to sum up your blog, I would say it comes down to, if we are, I don't know, it's so many different things, but I think the biggest one jumping out to me is obedience.
Hmm.
Knowing, like, obedience, like, because when you obey, that covers direction.
Yeah, that's the root
it,
of
Mhm.
it covers the self sabotage, because
it.
even though you
Hmm.
kind of want to not do it and you want to like mess this up, if you're obeying God, you can't, because you're just going to do what he said and just let it go and then let him do the rest. You don't have to monitor your likes or monitor the comments or do all of
Mhm.
this. If you just obey, I think at the end of the day, the centralized thing that I'm getting from the blog is obedience, and how it'll impact every single facet of your life, of your career, of your ministry, of your love situation. Like, if you just get to a point of like, you know what, I'm going to obey.
Yes.
That's what I think. That's what I'm taking away. But what's your biggest takeaway? That's I think that's mine. It's several, I think.
I feel like that's the root of it, but you can still have other takeaways from it. It's
Yeah.
like the root.
That is definitely the root, I believe. I agree with that. I think one of the biggest things that I got from it is don't dim your own light. Don't cut your own wings.
Yeah.
Don't be the one to stop yourself from flying. Like don't cage yourself in. Like
Why do the cage bird sing?
yes,
It's like I
yes.
wish I knew the poem so I could. Alright.
No, I was just like,
It's a book.
it's
It's
a
a
yeah, in a
I thought it
movie.
was a poem.
No, it's a book.
Let me
Whole
make
book.
it known. Let me make it known that all of the books that I was supposed to read in high school and literature, I did not read.
Okay, Chris.
I had
You,
a friend that helped me.
you didn't read Beowulf and
Macbeth.
Macbeth and
Actually, for that,
Hamlet.
you
I
know,
actually really
I think
like Macbeth.
I skipped it because I took college courses instead of
Oh,
taking high school courses.
The
oh.
Old Man in the Sea or Old Man at the
Mm-hmm.
Sea.
Mm-hmm.
What's the book
Beowulf.
with Boo Radley?
Let me tell you, Macbeth.
That was
I hated
seventh
it.
grade.
No,
But
that's 10th
Macbeth,
grade for me.
Macbeth was so fire. Like that thing was so good.
Which one is Macbeth? Which speech is Macbeth?
Citizens,
You know,
Romans, countrymen, lend me
That's
your
Hamlet. That's Hamlet. That's Hamlet. Friends, Romans,
so you know,
countrymen, lend me
Macbeth.
your ears.
I never got
Whether
past
'tis
that part.
nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous somethings.
How do we get here on my takeaway?
Cause Brittany said, "Why does the cage bird sing?"
Because I love literature. I'm sorry. I'm such a dweeb. I'm sorry, Vine. Continue.
Yeah,
Trying to
and
be the
see
funk
now
in your
I'm into
left eye.
Macbeth, and I'm trying to like. There was a whole thing with Macbeth. There was. Wait a minute. Wait.
And Darius Love Hall, everybody. Love Jones. Sorry.
Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding,
Love
ding.
Jones got the best soundtrack
Like,
ever.
I'm finna read this. Well, I can't read it all.
Come on, come on, come on. We gonna give you time. Y'all just snap your fingers. Come on.
I'm trying to pull it up.
Come on, man.
Say, baby, can I be your slave? I gotta admit, girl, you're the girl, and I'm digging you like a grave. Now, do they call you daughter to the spinning pulsar? Or maybe queen of the 10,000 moons, sister to the distant yet rising star? Is your name Yimmy Ya? Oh, it got to be Oshun. I ain't never looked at this. Hold on, I'm gonna skip down
It's the
some.
end.
Come on.
That's that one little part.
Hold on. He got the F word in here. I can't say that. I ain't worried about him.
Last line. Read the
It's
last
you who I want to
line.
step to my scene. Because rather deal with this fantasy of this dry reality, I'd rather dance and romance those sweet in a dream. Who am I? Well, they call me brother to the night. And right now, I'm the blues in your left eye, trying to become the funk in your right. Is that all right?
Yeah, all right. That's all right.
All right. No, if you have no idea what we're talking about, like where this come from, please go. Give me your
Maya.
She held it.
I watched that about 2 weeks ago.
That was good to me.
Yeah,
y'all.
I'm gonna read Nina poem.
Her poem was wet.
I still don't know what she was talking about.
I am sound.
That book need to go in the garbage. Vanya, what's your takeaway? I'm so
My
sorry.
takeaway is don't dim your own light. Don't be responsible for clipping your own wings.
I love that. Chris, what's yours?
Baby, my takeaway is the whole blog because I wrote it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Closing remarks. Who
supposed to do closing remarks?
I'm sorry. So, Yimmy Ya, is that all right?
Girl.
Y'all, we appreciate y'all for tuning to yet another week A real talk today. The point is, y'all, just be dope.
Period.
And you can be dope if you not out yet. You can still be dope even if nobody sees
That's
it.
a good point.
You know what I'm saying? You can still be dope if it's not your time to be outward. You know what I'm saying? So don't, I ain't left my bass alone, but it's okay. You can still be dope even if it ain't your time to be seen. Because David was dope when he was in the
Come on, word.
when he was in the what's it called, a field? Was it a field?
When he was a shepherd boy.
He was a shepherd boy. When he was tending to the sheep, he was dope then, you know? He was dope when he went kill Goliath.
I play the instrument.
Yeah. So y'all, that's the episode. Be dope. Don't hide it.
Stop letting your fears dictate your future, your present moment, your present decisions, which ultimately impacts your future decisions or future life.
Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it, guys.
Right.
Enjoy your night. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next week. Love you.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Didn't nobody pray.
Couldn't hear nobody pray.
Chris and Be Real. In the meantime, trust that there is grace to mend the broken pieces. And as always, remember, you're loved, chosen, beautiful, and enough.